that was a lot of good-looking dogs. Hey, we never even set up your camera, I just realized.
Oh, dear.
I know. All right.
Possible that...
Today's just that kind of day.
Uh-oh. Who am I? Where am I? See, this is how you know it's live.
Can you just pull it a bit more towards you?
Yeah.
Whoa, too far. There we go. Oh my God.
I wouldn't want to miss my headband, my glorious candy corn headpiece today that I wore especially for spooky season.
All right, let me just take a deep breath because, first of all, I've those drawings of Twiggy and Clover took my breath away. To some
my heart,
extent.
they're so wonderful.
I mean, there was some really amazing drawings there. So thank you all for memorial. I was going to say memorializing, but that's not true. Commemorating, celebrating our new and our main dog. So yes. It was really.
We're off to quite the start.
We've had just like
breathing.
a bunch
Maybe
of
we should have a breathing exercise.
We've just had a bunch of things happen this week. Dogs being sick.
Everybody's got the little stuffy noses.
Coughing.
And now Clover's coughing. So we have antibiotics, and we have.
Yeah, it's just been.
And we had. Pardon for anyone with sensitive. But we had poo in the bed. We have poo in the bed.
And it wasn't me. Yes.
From the newest member of the Gregory family.
Yeah, it just happened. So.
We told you she's naughty.
Yes.
But she's not feeling well, so...
Let's not delve too deeply into that. Yeah, but it's just been that, and we've just had tech problems. I mean, we had tech problems this morning. It's been a lot. So everything is cool now. We're here together.
Yes, and we're happy.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot of good stuff. So we have a bunch of people who have various kinds of news. Kristen Stewart has reappeared.
Yeah, it's been a while.
After months.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. Monica, speaking of dogs, has had her one dog in heat and the other lusting after her.
That sounds
like a lot. Jen Gonzalez has a typhoon.
Oh, Jen, no!
Yana in the Czech Republic and her twin boys are here. Fantastic.
Twin boys are joining? Oh, that's nice. So fun.
So nice. Leslie is in the middle of moving.
Ugh.
Marie is in the security line at the airport.
Marie.
And Svetlana is in Bosnia.
Bosnia.
Not to quit being in Bosnia with those other things, but it's nice to have you here from Bosnia.
Oh, Babe Ruth just joined.
Good. Well, yes. So did we start? I don't know.
Refresh your browser. Refresh your browser.
We started. Refresh your browser and... Okay. Sorry, I just keep losing my train of thought. I don't know if I'm going to be able to draw today, honestly. I'm just going to be in a dither.
Shake it off. Do a little dance party. Dance party.
It's just been a lot.
Yeah.
For one quick morning. So, but I'm excited to draw because Halloween has gone from being one night to being like a 6-month holiday.
A season.
It starts like right after Christmas. So so Halloween has been engulfing us here. Our whole neighborhood is full of horrors of one kind or another, including a lot of political signs, which add to the horror of it all. And it's just been, we can't not think about it. We don't really have much in the way of Halloween in our personal lives.
No, we're of a certain age where we no longer have, children who are, I mean, this is a holiday for kids as far as I'm concerned.
I've just been wearing this old man mask all week. I think it's quite lifelike, but horrifying. So anyway, so we ourselves have not been doing it, but we thought we're definitely going to do something next Thursday because it is that's officially Halloween. So we'll definitely do something cool then. But we thought let's just start this. Let's just start it off this week.
I know.
And actually, it was your idea.
Oh my gosh.
What?
She's got something in her mouth.
It was your idea to do a haunted house. Do you want to explain that?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
I got an ad.
You have an ad?
Yeah, I got an ad. Okay. So the haunted house, we were talking about, we sometimes do collections of things, and they're tiny drawings that you do many of. But a number of people wrote to me last week, and they said they enjoyed spending time. We did the 2 pugs, the same but different, and they enjoyed having a bit more time. so the pace wasn't as frenetic.
Yeah.
And I said, let's do one complicated thing and spend real time on
so we
it.
talked about doing like a helicopter or a
Not
truck.
a helicopter, yep.
I think the dog needs to be locked up.
Come here.
Yeah, so we talked about doing various, you know.
Come on, there you go, baby.
Sorry,
Okay,
this is a lot of distraction here.
Sorry, yeah. So yeah, a haunted house. So like an old, creepy Victorian house with a lot of detail and like spend quality time. So we've got almost an entire hour at this point, and you're gonna fill the page with one
big drawing.
Big drawing.
And I think I have some reference that's kind of atmospheric. It's kind of cool. I like it, but it's, you know, we can certainly go our own way with it and take it in our own direction. I keep thinking about Charles Adams,
right.
you know, and just the drawings that he did in the New Yorker, his ability to be atmospheric, or who else am I thinking of?
I mean, I'm thinking of Stephen King. I'm thinking of like,
Oh wow, that's scary, huh?
well, you know, the
thinking more
iconic like
humorous
house
scary.
on the hill.
Right.
And it's got like a bit of ramshackleness, and it's kind of was a grand mansion. You know, there's also the like Disney aspect with the sort of
Haunted
New
Mansion,
Orleans
right,
flavor.
right, mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of good choices here.
Right. So here's the choice that I have. I think it's quite scary looking. It's sort of a Victorian house. You know, it's got that kind of thing, the gables at the top, and the sort of crumbliness and the various things in the windows, and then the scary trees around it. So a bunch of stuff that we can play with. And, you know, again, feel free to make this your own. Don't feel like you have to copy this photograph because, you know.
I think it's an amazing photograph, but it feels really dark. Are you going to be able to capture all those details?
It's a haunted house. I mean, do you want to have it like with bright lights on it?
Well, I mean, okay.
I mean, this is like, right? I mean, this seems, I think that's what I'm saying about details is it's kind of up to us to add them.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, because again, it's just a small picture on our computer screen. So, you know, so I'm just going to start at the top and work my way down. And I think I need more light on my thing here. Does that help? Not particularly. Okay. So yeah, so this has, is it a mansard roof? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a gable. Is that a gable?
I don't know these architectural terms.
I might have to apply the Google. Mansard roof. A mansard or mansard roof, also called French roof or curb roof, is a multi-sided gambrel style hip roof characterized by two slopes on each of its sides, with the lower slope at a steeper angle than the upper, and often punctured by dormer windows. That has a lot of mumbo jumbo.
I think a mansard roof is slightly different. It's kind of like when you have those roofs on, like the plaza has a mansard roof.
Okay.
So it has like these things that it looks like a roof, but it's on the side of the building, and then it has a window in the middle of it. But I'm going to sort of this has a bit of that feeling, I think.
It's not mansard, it's mansard.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of something different. I'm thinking of the mansard roof. Stupid Google.
John points out, as a costume designer, he hated October because everybody wanted a stupid costume.
Stupid costume. I'm sure if you're a costumer, you hate costumes.
Well, but don't you feel like...
Yeah, if you're a pro, people are like, you're a costumer? Can you make me up a donkey outfit?
Right, but let me just say, I think Amazon has solved that problem. Because you can now get a costume. I mean, it's the whole industry around Halloween costumes. You used to have to make your costume. You used to have to like go to a thrift store or, you know.
But people used to rent costumes. I think that's kind of cool. You would rent some like professional costume. Don't you think that's kind of interesting?
I mean, yeah, I think, to me, I think the best is like come up with a concept and then, try to piece something together using little money. You like be creative. I think if you just go rent something, I don't know. But yeah, people now there are whole stores.
That's for adults.
There are whole stores, and yeah. So how did you decide where to start with the little steeple?
Start at the top.
And there you have it.
Not to get technical, but yeah. And I am thinking about Charles Addams, and I'm thinking about Edward Gorey in a way. Edward Gorey. I'm sure you know Edward Gorey.
Oh yeah, the king of creepiness.
I think he's also whimsical, and that's
for sure.
Yeah, that to me is an important part of this. It's
yeah, he was
not a terrifying
He was joking. He was joking about everything.
Yeah, and he also had like all these sort of just interesting Victorian kind of references and Edwardian. He was just a great character. And you know what he loved more than anything?
Candy corn?
No. The ballet.
Oh, that's very cool.
He went to the ballet every single night of the season.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
Wearing a fur coat and sneakers.
Amazing.
Big white beard. Yeah, he was an eccentric. Really like an interesting, old school eccentric. And he liked cats too. I think that was his other obsession.
Yeah, someone else is reporting an ad.
Yeah, it's possible that I didn't do the settings correctly, so I apologize for that. And it just happened. It's one of those things that this week has been about.
We had a technology kerfluffle.
We did. It
was like right before starting. We had to reboot. We had
a really expensive piece of equipment. I thought I was going to have to replace. I suddenly figured out how to fix. It's just been one of those days.
Yeah, it's like no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
We normally never have ads during live things. So
yeah,
just click through them. Get on with your roaring.
I guess the fact that you're doing one subject, at least if you get interrupted by ad. We're not jumping around today.
You're not missing nothing.
Right. Just going to see the same cross-hatching now as you will in 30 seconds.
No cross-hatching so far. May not be cross-hatching.
Really?
May not be.
How dare you?
Hey, they don't pay me to cross-hatch. No, I'm just, I don't really have any particular plan, although in the back of my mind I'm thinking ink wash might come into play at some point, just because it feels like an ink wash kind of subject. How does something become a haunted house exactly? There's the obvious, like somebody died in the house and then it becomes a haunted house, but this kind of a house is more than that, right?
I think like some untoward thing happens there, perhaps a murder. Or suicide, or the devil does some,
But this house seems
possession type items.
This house is almost like the Psycho house, which wasn't a haunted house, really.
Right.
Right. This kind of a house where it's like, oh, it's at the end of the block, don't go in there. Your issue there isn't just that it's got a ghost in it.
Your issue is mental illness.
Right. But in the case of the house, like the Stephen King kind of house at the end of the street thing, that nobody goes into and it's all boarded up. This kind of feels like that, except for some mysterious reason, it has a light or several lights on it inside.
I feel like with these types of houses, oftentimes you get like the upper story goes into disrepair. So maybe there are inhabitants on the ground floor, but then there's like strange things going bump in the night upstairs. Because, maybe like some raccoons like get in there, and then people think it's a poltergeist. Yeah, I don't know. Spitballing here.
Speaking of poultry,
Drew Williams wants to know what type of pants does a ghost wear? I don't know. I'm stumped.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Give us the answer in the chat.
Hey, I totally screwed something up here.
You did already?
Yeah.
So soon? Oh, you did.
Right. This part, I'm not sure what this is exactly here. There's like this part, and then there's this part. Oh well. I'm gonna put it in another window. Screw it.
All right, and the answer is just a paranormal pant.
Oh, that's.
All right, I got to lose these candy corns. They're clamping on my head, clamping my brain. I think these are made for a kid. Child size noggin. Oh, that feels better.
So wait, so I had something I wanted to say, but I'm trying to remember what it was now. Just thinking about. Oh yeah, that's right. So once I rented a house in upstate New York for the summer, and it was really far from anywhere, and the story behind the house was that it had been bought by some people who worked in the ad agency I worked in, and they had bought it, and it was really cheap because it was a huge house with a lot of land, but it was in an area where of a lot of dairy farms, and the farms had been hit by bad economics, and a lot of them had gone under, and so this is like an old farmhouse that had been, just.
It seems like a setup for a certain kind of movie.
Yeah, so this house was really big. It was like 3 stories. It had lots and lots of rooms. And so first you think, whoa, that's really cool. For like not much money, you can get a really cool, huge house. And then you realize, no, now I have to fix up a huge, uncool house because it's so much to do. And so these people who had bought this house, having all these expectations of lavishness, ended up like only being able to fix a couple of rooms on the ground floor, and all the upper floors were just kind of crumbling. So we're staying in this house and knowing that all these and I went up there a couple times to go and look over it. It was really old peeling wallpaper and like abandoned furniture.
Was it smelly?
It smelled of dust more than anything, It wasn't like rotting anything, but it was definitely.
I think you worry about mold in those situations.
Yeah, it was creepy. And it was so quiet because it was the middle of nowhere. So if you ever heard anything in the night, it was like, oh, that is terrifying. And, every so often you'd see like a car really far away driving around there. It was just creepy in general. And then...
I mean, I think after you live in Manhattan, you're not used to the silence.
That too.
I mean, I really crave it, and I feel like you just cannot really get it anymore. You can always hear some other human being, no matter how far adrift you go.
Yeah, you can find a place that's really remote, but you can't get good pizza.
No, when you go to these remote places, the only restaurants are pizza.
That's true. You can get just good pizza.
You can't get anything else.
So we, and then like one night we heard like a car pull up into the driveway, or like drive up the long kind of gravel road that led to the house.
Oh, that's spooky.
Really creepy. And then nothing happened. They just kind of left.
They were probably just turning around, wrong turn, right?
Possibly, except at the end of the summer, they arrested a major serial killer like 5 miles from the house. It sounds like a ghost story, but it's true. What was his name? I don't know. He was he had been operating for a really long time, and they just caught him. So I was like, wow, like that. Not that he was pulling up to our house, but who knows?
Casing the joint.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well,
Stephen King of
your imagination does kind of like go to a place when you're in a remote area. We've all seen that movie.
What was even more terrifying is I think it was during the Bill Clinton impeachment hearings. So we would swim in the pond, and then we would come back and listen to impeachment hearings. It was that kind of a summer.
I'm having kind of a strange memory. I would say it was probably a dozen years ago. We went to an exhibition in a museum in LA, and I don't remember which one. It might have been the Broad. And we saw the coolest interactive piece.
Was I there?
You were there, and it was in a house like this.
Oh,
and
yeah, with the projections.
all the musicians in the different rooms.
It was live too, right? Wasn't it?
No, but it was in some way interactive. Like when you went from room to room, it was like a different video.
Well, no, I think they had they had built these rooms with furniture in them, but then there were these projections of ghosts, and they were musicians playing.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'm not describing it well, but
You're not.
it was, and I do feel like it was a house in upstate New York. Upstate New York has...
I think it was. What is it with upstate New York?
Well, it's also like the lighting, gets dark real early up there. And you get those kind of spooky trees, right? Like once they lose all their leaves, they look really, I don't know,
Dead.
kind of witchy. So that doesn't count as cross-hatching, what you just did?
No, this is leaves. These are bushes. But there's more to do.
I feel like you're going really fast.
I know. Had a lot of caffeine. Well, when you don't take your time in a haunted house, do you? Kind of get in and get out. What's your favorite haunted house movie you can think of?
That's a good question. I mean, we kind of love scary movies, and they're not for everyone, but for us, we are aficionados. So I'm not sure. I mean, this is definitely giving me Psycho vibes, but we've already determined it's not a haunted house.
Right.
Do you have an answer to this question?
No, I don't.
Ellery said Amityville Horror. Yeah, that definitely is a contender. We recently rewatched Omen and Omen 2.
Those are good.
That house was pretty spooky. That was a big old house. The Conjuring. Yeah, that is a super scary house. And Beetlejuice. Don't say it 3 times. We haven't seen the new one. Maybe we should do that this weekend.
That's a good idea.
Storytelling event. Irish spooky storytelling.
The Irish are good at the spooky thing, I think.
Oh, I just got the spinning wheel. I think the Irish are good at the I think it's a Celtic thing too, right?
Well, they believe in little people, little folk.
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
we believe. We're superstitious.
Not little
for
people.
good reason. So are you using ink, or are you activating the...
I used a waterproof pen, my old standby, and then I'm using some sumi ink that I have diluted to various mixtures, and now I'm just adding in some tone.
Are you going to do any lettering today, you think?
That might be appropriate. Not sure what I have to say. I don't want to say haunted house.
What about a ghost, like a ghosty coming out of the top gable?
I don't find that kind of thing scary, like Casper.
I think, but that's the point. It makes it more
Again, I'm thinking
family friendly.
I'm thinking Addams Family. I guess they have ghosts in the Addams Family, but
Didn't we do the Addams Family recently? Was that a draw with? Man, what a bummer.
no, I think we're back.
I got an ad. Yeah, so
Are we back?
I'm still oh, we're back. We're frozen. We're back. We're frozen. Ugh. Somebody in the chat said Beetlejuice, 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 and then everything went to pot.
Thanks a lot, whoever that was.
We told you not to do it. Yeah, sorry, guys.
But we're back, right?
Yeah, we're back. We're back. It was a challenge. It was a challenging time.
I think it's when I hit this, got that little ink ghost.
I'm not sure anybody saw that.
Oh, man. That was
I know.
You can sort of see the remnants of it here, but whoa, that was super cool.
Leslie said my entire TV turned off. And
Really?
Jen had a power outage. You know, it's that kind of day. It's just that kind of day. It's spooky season. There's a
How could that have happened to so many people?
gremlin.
That's nuts.
Ruby said my Wi-Fi got disconnected.
Wow.
Yeah, it was paranormal.
See, I don't want to have all the windows. That's what's to me wrong with this reference. I want to have like one window that's lit. Don't you think?
Yeah, with
That's
the silhouette in it.
That's creepier, right? That's like Psycho.
Are you going to try to tackle the trees?
Well, that's kind of what I'm doing with this with these kind of atmospheric blobs in the background.
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite of the trees.
I know. I don't want to suddenly have a bunch of lines in. I like having these shapes. Shapes feel tree-like, but they're not.
I don't know.
They're not lines, you know.
Yeah, I'm not buying what you're selling right now.
God, you're tough.
Well, I mean, I think I don't know.
That's not whatever you just said. The answer is no. I know what I might do. I might do some.
Yeah, I think you got to try to get those trees in there.
I think I violently disagree with you. I think these ghostly shapes are way cooler than those trees would be.
You know what vibe I just got?
Yeah.
Headless Horseman.
Oh yeah. Ichabod
Yeah.
Crane.
Yeah.
That's upstate New York.
Sure is.
Anybody here from upstate New York or has spent time there? Leather stocking. You know why I think it's also upstate New York is because there were a lot of writers, particularly in the early 19th century, from New York, you know, and the East Coast who wrote scary stories. Ambrose Bierce. Where was he from?
I'm not sure.
I mean, Poe. I guess Poe's in Maryland. But
Post did some of his writing in New York.
Yeah, he was in New York.
Yeah, Jen is saying Sleepy Hollow is not too far away from NYC. We've driven through it.
Yeah.
En route to somewhere.
Sleepy Hollow is what, Washington Irving?
Yes. So Linda lived in Endwell outside of Binghamton.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, that sounds.
That sounds like it didn't end well.
Linda, did you get out okay? She's still with us, so maybe she's moved to Florida.
Yeah, everything's so wonderful there. So I could add a little bit of. I could add a spot of color, like one yellow window.
I think you got to. I think you've got to. Do you need to put like a blow dryer on this Jim Jam?
No, it's drying naturally and nicely.
You know, you still have like 50% of the show left.
Oh, I know. I've only just begun.
You've got a lot going on already, mister.
I have to draw.
You're going to use like one of your tempera
Oh no, God no.
for the illuminated
Just a
window.
little tiny dot of watercolor.
No. What about
Gouache, maybe.
Gouache, okay.
Tempera is too crude of an instrument for this.
Fernando is asking, is this pure black watercolor? No, it's Sumi ink,
It
right?
is Sumi ink. It's
You
not
want to talk
watercolor.
about Sumi ink a little?
So Sumi ink comes in this container. I'm not sure if you can see it. And if you turn this knob, an evil force will come out and engulf your drawing. It is, it's nicer than. I don't even know that I have black watercolor.
I mean, is black watercolor a thing?
I don't really know. I mean, I use Payne's Gray maybe.
I like how the sky is actually a little blue and you see like a sunset cloud behind the spooky tree.
It's like the end of the storm, you think?
No, I think it's the end of the day. It's like just dusk.
Yeah.
Maybe you need a little bat. We love our bats. So we live here in Phoenix, Arizona. We live in very close proximity to a bat cave, if you can believe it. And the bats come every evening. And when we see them, we like just cheer them on because they are eating mosquitoes. So what could be your friend more than some creature that comes to your house right at the time you want to sit outside and eats mosquitoes? Bats are great.
You know what's really cool is we have a big bright light on the back of our house that has a bat logo, and we aim it at the clouds, and then these bats come down and they eat all the mosquitoes. It's pretty cool.
No, the bats are the greatest. So Laura is about to have a birthday and needs ideas for supplies for her birthday list.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, what would you say? Anything like?
You know, one thing I would suggest is a membership to this channel.
She's already a member.
Okay. How about your illustrated life? How about a really good sketchbook that you would never buy for yourself, and that you have to use up, by your next birthday?
Happy birthday, Laura.
Yeah, remember when people got presents for their birthday?
Yeah, Danny didn't really get any presents this year. It was a failure. That's not true. I took you and Jack T. Gregory, who drove all the way over from Los Angeles for your birthday. So you got the presents of a presents, which is the very best present. And we went to a very cool escape room. Did we talk about that on the show? We had the best time.
We did it. It was terrifying, actually, because we had an abominable.
Because we realized that we were pretty remedial at this thing. I think we maybe went to like an advanced escape, or maybe there's like you have just like crossword puzzles. You know, people that do them all the time have a sort of muscle memory for certain tricks to solve. Anyway, we had like the moderator break in on like a loudspeaker and be
maybe
like,
you want to open that box.
Maybe you want to look at that obvious box right there with
the red arrow on it.
So dumb.
thing about the Sumi ink is you never know quite what's going to happen when it's dry. So you don't want to go too far with it, but then if you're impatient, then you'll keep adding to it and it'll get too dark. So you have to kind of wait and see what's it going to be like. I think if I saw this house, I would be creeped out. I don't think I would go into it. What do you think?
I would. I mean, it's like if you got this on Airbnb or VRBO, you'd be like turning around.
That is a funny idea.
I'll tell you straight up, I don't like big houses. I think they are.
Well, you married the right man.
Well, for a lot of years we lived in a New York apartment, and then when we moved to Phoenix, we ended up getting a pretty tiny house. It has a big yard, a tiny house, and I remember saying that's what I wanted, and a lot of people telling me you're just not going to find that, like it doesn't exist anymore.
But ironically, one of the men who owned the company that owned our house before we bought it was the writer of Poltergeist.
Yeah, so it made us question our swimming pool.
Yeah, he wrote Poltergeist, and as you know, if you've ever seen it, it ends with basically dead bodies coming out of or revived bodies coming out.
Built a subdivision over a grave burial ground. Yeah, oof, big mistake. Big mistake.
They assured us that it was not based on our house. You never know. Our house creaks a lot.
Our house does creak a lot because
it's 80 years old.
Well, but also in Arizona, it gets extremely hot here. Everyone knows that. But it's also big temperature differential. So in the winter, at Christmas, we can have a 70-degree day and it can go down below freezing overnight. So the house itself, we have wooden ceiling that pops and cracks. And when we first moved in, after living in a New York apartment, you always feel safe. I always felt safe in New York. Always other people around. So we move here and it's in the middle of a pandemic and the ceiling kept popping and I kept thinking it was somebody knocking on the front door. So scary. Anyway, that was a scary time for so many reasons. Jen says the pugs will protect you guys. Yeah, they will. Oh, they're both sleeping so nice.
Our neighbor has a chicken coop. And this week there was a violent attack on the chickens.
Yeah, the chicken coop got kind of savaged.
So we lent him one of our cameras to watch.
Yeah, we had a little extra Ring camera.
We set up the camera, and then 2:00 in the morning, there's a recording of a fox.
Foxy Loxy.
Fox staring at the thing. So.
Yeah, but they had about a dozen chickens, and they're down to 4.
I think that was a mistake, what I just did.
The light?
It doesn't look like light. It looks like a mistake.
It looks murky. I think you need that tempera stick.
You do?
Well, you just use gouache?
I just use watercolor. And it just doesn't look like anything.
Oh, that was your problem.
I think, what if I put it in the wrong window? I know what I did. Okay, I know what I did wrong. I need to have more contrast. In general, I think it needs more contrast.
Rachel's suggesting Posca pen. You have one handy?
Yeah, no, I can't go there.
So Nita is asking, what is the difference between India ink and Sumi ink?
Sumi ink has a lot of lawyers.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Paranormal pants. Do you want me to Google that answer?
I mean, I recently wrote a newsletter about the difference, but you're welcome to.
Well, you ought to know then.
I know, but I'm in the middle of trying to rectify this.
Okay. So. India ink and Sumi ink are both black inks that are made from carbon and water, but they differ in composition, uses, and drying properties. India ink is a mixture of carbon ash and water, while Sumi ink is made from carbon, water, and animal glue. Interesting. I wonder if it's not vegan. India ink is often used in comics and technical drawing, while Sumi ink is a popular choice for calligraphy, painting, and drawing.
Okay, yeah, that's all true.
India ink is usually waterproof, while Sumi ink is waterproof after it has had time to dry.
Right. So the thing about Sumi ink is when you do, you can see here there's like lots and lots of different kinds of grays here. Light gray, medium gray, darker gray, black almost. And with India ink, if you dilute India ink, you just don't get that kind of variation. And I also feel like Sumi ink is warmer. It's a warmer feeling to it. But Sumi ink is what, if you think about traditional like Chinese or Japanese brush paintings, that's done generally with Sumi ink. India ink, I like India ink a lot, and I use it for writing with and for drawing, but not for painting with, because I find that it's...
Dries too fast?
No, it's just more brittle feeling. You just don't get these kind of gradations. You can't layer washes on top of them. It's what India ink is great for is if you really want just dark black. So if you're drawing dark black lines and you just want that, then it's great. I'm pretty happy with this.
You feel like you're done?
Maybe. I mean, I'm still not delighted with that orange window, but I think it's okay.
Remember that Disney album with the spooky sounds?
No, I don't.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Is it like sound effects?
It was like Sounds of a Haunted House. Yeah. I think that was the name. It was like an LP, a record album that I had when I was a kid. And it starts, I remember the opening is like a creaking door.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I do remember having an album of another Disney movie, which was Bluebeard's Ghost. Blackbeard's Ghost? Bluebeard's Ghost.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Peter Ustinov. And I remember that and I had the record of it for some reason. I had several records when I was a kid that were from movies, but I've never seen the movie. So that was one of them. I guess Disney was pretty good at making scary things, but not super scary, right?
Yeah.
Thrilling scary, not like nightmare scary. All right. I do think it's done. I'm quite pleased with it.
No lettering?
No lettering. No, it doesn't deserve lettering. It's not that it doesn't deserve lettering. Lettering wouldn't help.
You're dead to me, drawing.
I have nothing to say. It is what it is.
All right. Should I put my headband back on for the wrap up? Whoa, flashing. Okay.
You look really good in that.
Oh, thanks, babe.
You can wear anything. Except a gorilla mask.
What?
Still buy it. So good. So I think we're gonna wrap things up early, even though we had some difficulties at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think let's cut our losses. Let's make the most of the time we have.
Let's go do the Monster Mash.
Yeah. So we want to see your haunted houses. So please share them on Instagram or Facebook or in the schoolyard and tag them #SBS Sketchbook School. Draw with me. And then next week we will look at the whole lineup, a whole street full of haunted houses. Danny'sEssays.com is my weekly essay. I send it out tomorrow. You can get it for free. Just sign up. And yeah, I mean, I haven't written it. I haven't written tomorrow's yet.
Oh boy. Well, I guess I know what you're doing later today.
Yeah, maybe I'll skip it. I never have. I've never skipped it.
You've done once or twice a repeat.
No. Those are not repeats.
You haven't?
No. So yes. So then, and also this membership, we are having a lot of fun with it. Inktober we only have a week left of Inktober, but we've been inking it up, doing some cool stuff. And we have lots of plans ahead. So if you want to join, just click on the join button. Try it out for a month. It's $8.
That's another little way to support what we're doing.
You can support us too,
Keep making other things that are free.
We need to buy more pugs.
We rescued the last pug. We didn't buy her. Just saying.
We paid for her though.
Yeah, we have paid, and we've paid now
with laundry.
Number of vet bills, and yeah.
So anyway, so we have, if you join and become a member, you also get access to all the things we've done so far. And there's probably I'd say maybe 50 videos up there already. So it's pretty good. And also you get to have cool emojis. All right, and subscribe to this channel, please. Support us. We are nearing 350,000 subscribers. And I know each one of them personally by name. And I write letters to each of them every single weekend. 350,000. Just the amount of money that I spend on postage alone.
What? Don't be making empty promises now.
I mean, I try to. If you haven't gotten your letter yet, it might be your fault. Go and check your mailbox again.
Oh my goodness.
It should be.
Just stop. Just stop. Seriously, just stop. Stop.
She's right. Have a great weekend.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Oh, wrong holiday.
If you're a member, I will see you tomorrow morning, and we will be doing the thing that we didn't get to do yesterday because of technical difficulties.
Yeah, what's up, Internet?
Yeah, yesterday it was microphone. Yesterday was microphone. Tomorrow it'll be some other ghost. So anyway, thanks for joining us.
Hopefully next week will be problem-free.
Yes.
All right.
In every respect. Have a great weekend. See you soon again.
Thanks for being here.
Bye-bye. Yeah.